Hello, everybody. Happy New Year. It's 2026. Everybody is out there posting pictures of Christmas and pictures of New Year's and pictures of this and Happy New Year and then wishing you this and tagging you in this. And anyway, I didn't do that. I did not do that. I think part the rebel in me, as soon as it's expected, doesn't like doing it, truth be told. However, there's this part that it really robs us of, and that's being in the moment and enjoying the holidays and getting through whatever we're getting through. It's fun to see everybody's pictures and all, but a lot of times we're looking at that, we're comparing. We're looking at, whose tree looks like what, or whose kitchen looks like what, or where is this one jetting off to right now, or whatever the case may be, right? And it also adds something to your to-do list by answering back or tagging the people you need to tag and all of that stuff. So I kind of go a little bit darker typically around the holidays, and then I post after the holidays because I really want to enjoy them. So I don't know if you had a chance to do that or not, but in case you have noticed that there's a little bit less, that is part of the reason why, and it's part of boundaries, it's part of living in the moment. So I hope you had lots of opportunities to live in the moment. So this time of year, you can feel a bunch of different things. Maybe you are on fire, excited, you are ready to rock, you have a plan in mind, and you know what you're doing moving forward into 2026. I hope it's not New Year's resolutions. They typically fall flat after a little bit because they're not, the mindset and the execution there isn't always what it needs to be. However, this is a time of renewal, and being on that page is a wonderful, beautiful thing. So, but if you're not, I want you to kind of pause and let yourself be happy that you're not, and okay with that you're not, because that pause is as valuable as anything. We often come out of this feeling a little quiet, like maybe we need me time or alone time. Maybe we're a little foggy and we feel like things are unfinished. I think a lot of times we often feel like it's unfinished until all the Christmas decorations are away, right? So that's not a problem at all. It's normal. It's 100% normal. You can feel drained. It's 100% normal. I hope you're not, but if you are, I want you to know those are all normal things. A lot of times our structure, it just drops off as we are going through the holidays, and as the structure drops off, then what happens is we lose some of our consistencies that are keeping us going, keeping us focused, keeping us energized, and thinking with clarity. So when that happens, you just need time. It's usually the pause before the reset, if you will. And January is always a great mental month for a reset. You can do it any time of year, but it really is. So anyway, so I want to give you three little micro things here. Again, I said this was going to be short and sweet. I've been very intentionally working behind the scenes, thinking about where and creating where this is going to go in this membership this year coming at us. And I'm so excited with the content that I'm going to be giving you all to help you stay on track, and just so many different things that are going to take place. So micro reset number 1, and these are little micro things. Some of them you will have heard me say, some of them maybe not, but they're there. And let me get back to my little cheat sheet here. With the list. So go back to your lemon water. I know I say it all the time. I sound like a broken record for everybody, but go back to your lemon water, your little micro habits. Lower the bar for yourself. In fact, I'm going to take the lemon water out of it. Okay. I've got, I'm sitting here sipping. I've got actually, this is my peppermint mocha. I had my lemon water, but my daughter got me for Christmas. You've probably already seen that before. I love this cup. Anyway, because it fits in your hand warm and cozy. That will come into our next micro reset. All right, I digress. So micro reset number 1 really is going to be give yourself the grace to lower the bar. Let me take my glasses off. Lower the bar, you high achievers. I love you. I'm with you. It's really hard to do. However, this is your reminder that it's okay. And you are actually being positively impacting to your productivity when you take the moments to lower the bar. Okay? So, your body will respond to that positively. And it responds to, there's always a hair somewhere, responds to safety. And when you lower the bar, you take a minute to just pause and stop trying to keep getting every single thing right every single solitary second of the day. That will be huge for you. All right. It's a reset unto itself. Pick one place where something is good enough and just let that be actually perfect as you head into this new year, and know that striving for your best is wonderful. But when all you do is strive, and it's never good enough, that's not so much. So micro reset number 2, warmth and water first. Back to my lemon water, right? Go back to that. Lemon water, tea, something, I'm sitting here, I'm holding the cup because it's very soothing. It's very calming. I notice I slow my pace down a little bit when I'm speaking. Now you could speed it up when you listen to the replay if you want, but it's more calming. We want the warm meals. We want cozy layers. So I've been getting rid of clothes like crazy, ladies, because of course, 40 pounds means you don't fit in everything. And this is actually huge. It's huge on me right now. But this morning I grabbed it and I put it over top. If you need a couple ideas, okay? These are Cuddle Duds. I love these. I think Kohl's sells them. Once in a while you can find them at Marshall's. But you can see it's kind of thin. You can see it's a very, very thin base layer. And this one's long sleeves. They have all sorts of them, and they have fleecy ones and all kinds of stuff. I'm not doing a commercial for them, I swear. But when you put cozy things on, and I use these layers under, sometimes alone, sometimes under, all kinds of things. And I kept this one because even though it's gigantic, it's wonderful around the house because it just hangs and it's cozy and it's soft and it makes me feel good. Are you getting that from what I'm describing? Right? I just gave you a commercial for these things on my top, and that's because I feel so warm, so luscious, so comfortable and safe. That equals safe. That equals nervous system regulation. So one of the little tips, heat on your neck and your belly will do the same thing as well. So this time of year, those are your little things to signal to your body that you are safe. And when you signal to the body that you are safe, everything else works better within your body, your mindset, every single thing else is just better. So go ahead and wear something warm and cozy, put the heat on, drink the tea, take a breath and be, have a nice warm soup or chili or something like that. Okay. So number 3 really quick is, of course, one daily exhale. We started out with a pause and a little breath work, in the beginning. One daily exhale where you're exhaling longer than your inhale. That allows you to get rid of whatever's going on in there. That's it. Just take your inhale, whether it's a count of 4 or count of 6, or whatever it is, depends on how your deep breathing and your lung capacity is. Make it a little longer on the exhale. And it's a huge way, positive, easy, simple way anywhere to release stress, to release anything, and to allow your body to reset. I'll tell you, it's funny, when we are going, there's something that happens. I don't know if you've ever noticed this. Let me know in the comments if you have. When we are on our way to usually Christmas Eve in New Jersey to my husband's family, although recently I've been the one Mikhail has been the one driving actually this year and last year. And it's funny, sometimes my husband drives. Now he's Mr. Daisy in the back seat because it's kind of funny. And while we're driving there, if everything's all done and once we're in the car and you have the crazy rush and the whole 9 yards and you're on your way, right? I always, and it's so funny because my daughter always like, "You okay, Mom?" Because unwittingly, I will start to release some sighs. It'll be a big deep breath, and then it'll be like a sigh. And that's the energy inside me moving. So if you have ever noticed where you're doing something and, maybe you're just sitting there driving as a passenger somewhere, because that seems to be the most it happens with me. And it's funny, most parents have a hard time when their kids drive, but not me. No, when Michaela drives, I'm like, yep, whatever, honey, you got this. And that is where I will release a lot of energy. When I travel in an airport, I'll notice while I'm sitting and I'm waiting, I'll have these big sighs, and they just come. And that's because I finally paused, the rush is done. So anyway, that's the power of the exhale. It's letting that energy that's inside you out. Okay. So here's what's coming, and I'm going to wrap this up real short and sweet today. This year, the membership's going to continue to evolve and become better, and we're going to have more. We will continue to have the weekly guidance and trainings and whatnot, and they will apply to real life, to your real life. And if there's something you want me to cover, just let me know. And they will apply to what's going on in the current scheme of things, and I will continue to do that. They won't be cookie cutter. We will continue to have the live Q&As and training, time with me directly twice a month, first and third Friday of the month. We will continue to have some gentle research strategically all throughout that will build upon each other, so that you never really fall anywhere off track with feeling good. Okay. And not dieting. I mean feeling good. Your nervous system and the nervous system regulation will remain first and center always, because it is, quite frankly, until I find something else, it is really the missing link key, I believe, for most of us, and especially women, especially those of us. We're going to continue with body and mindset and energy support and all of those things. I'm going to bring a few guests in from time to time. And, the whole group is going to continue to be all about feeling better, so everything else becomes easier in your life, and whatever you're striving for is easier, however you want to look or feel, or whatever goals you have, all of it should become easier and more of a free flow to you, because you start to have a nervous, you get a regulated nervous system, and you keep it, and you know how to reset when something goes awry, because it will go awry. It will. Everything cannot stay equal and perfect all the time. It is not reality. If you're looking at this online, it's not reality. There's my voice. Anyway, I hope you had a great New Year's. I would love to know how each one of you transitions from from December into January, or into this new year and new stage of things, because it is a new stage. We have the new year, we're bombarded everywhere with the new year, new you, blah, 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 right? And I've gotten away from touting that, because we don't want a new you. We just want to have you reconnect with the you that's excellent and wonderful and beautiful and all the great stuff that's in there already. That's all we want. We want to reset, reconnect. But I would love to know how you like to move forward. So I have not yet, I'll share, I have not yet gotten a chance or scheduled it in. I just did that this morning. I like to take a weekend and not worry about going here, doing this, doing that. And I like to just ruminate. Honestly, I like to think about the year previous. I like to think about what I want to accomplish in the next year. And, it's kind of part reflection, part goal setting, part analyzing what I did right, what I might want to do differently, part list making. I don't do New Year's resolutions because they don't work. I've had this with so many clients, they simply don't. But I do, because if you things happen where you put your focus. So if you don't focus on things and you don't actually think about these things, then the bar is not going to change. Something will not move. The bar won't move. I forget what that saying is. So I like to do that. So I have actually scheduled that in. And it's probably going to be after my daughter leaves for college, because she came home and it disrupts the schedule. It's wonderful, but it disrupts my schedule and my flow a lot. So we always have a little adjustment and whatnot. So the end of the month, I have scheduled in 2 full days of nothingness so that I can just be with me, with my thoughts, with my feelings, with my desires, with my everything like that. So I'm wondering, do you have a practice that you do? Do you do it before the holidays? Do you do it after? I do this multiple times a year. This is not just a January thing too. I recommend that we are always resetting. Honestly, as I always say, we're doing resets. But I do kind of a bigger one this time of the year, and at least 2 bigger ones as I'm going through the year, and then sometimes it's more like quarterly. And I know if you have a business, if you're one of my business mamas, my business owners, then you are probably doing this much more frequently, because you might be doing this weekly, monthly, quarterly, whatever. But we often leave ourselves out and what we really need out of the process of that, especially if you're an entrepreneur. So what do you like to do this year? Pop that in the comments for me. Anyway, Happy New Year. I can't wait to continue into 26 with all of you.